Welcome to the All Financial Hour podcast with Steve All.
JP Morgan did a study recently about how people spend or maybe don't spend their money in retirement. They found that people who got 20 to 40% of their income from a pension or a pension-like source spent $50,000 a year. But if they received 60 to 80% from pension-like income, they spent even more. They spent $71,000 a year. Steve, weigh in on this. What do you think?
I think it's simple math is about the easiest way to put it. We used to call it mailbox money because that meant that check was going to be coming in every single month. So what are we talking about? We're talking about pensions. We're talking about that Social Security check. It's going to come in every month. I can spend it all because I know next month it's going to come in again. So I think that's the part when they get it, 60 to 80% of their pension, they're going to spend more. Why? Because they know the check's coming in the following month. So the question that I have is, how do you plan to replace your paycheck? Because that day is going to come. As everybody says, you're saving for some days when you decide you're not going to work anymore. Well, Cindy had come into the office. She was divorced, had a pension, small one, Social Security, and an alimony payment. But that amount was about $1,500 less than what she needed to meet her lifestyle expenses. So what could we do for Cindy or you if you're in that exact same situation? Well, there's different ways that we can create the income that you need. One, a guaranteed income, personally funded pension. We're going to look at an insurance company and we're going to get them to guarantee the payment for the rest of your life. If you're married, for the rest of your spouse's life, so that we know that that lifestyle is being met. Other ways that we could look at it, the 4% rule. Most people hear about that. We're just going to take 4% of what your portfolio is, spend it each year. I like to add a couple years buffer to that, just in case we picked 2000 or 2007 to retire, that we've got that buffer if we have a couple negative years in the process. Or we could build a bond dividend portfolio. It's going to pay off 5 to 6%. If we set enough money aside that you've got that taken care of, then the rest of your money can be used for the inflation and the extras that are going to happen. So I'm going to sit here and say, if you're getting close to retirement, not sure exactly how you're going to replace your paycheck, give us a call now. Ask for the income planning. Allow myself and my team to walk you through how to take income during your retirement years.
And the good news is that putting together this income plan is complimentary. It's going to show you consistency, and it's going to show you how to replace that paycheck. 636-230-8824. Again, that's 636-230-8824. Steve, you remember back in the day, we had what they now call the dumb phone. I mean, basically like the flip phone, or gosh, even the phone that plugged into your cigarette lighter in your car. Remember those days?
I remember my very, very, very first cell phone. You know, I think it cost like $1,500.
Yep.
And you could use it on Interstate 270. And if I started going south on 55, I lost it by the time I think I got to Butler Hill. You know,
oh, wow.
You go west of 270, it didn't work then either. And it was expensive, but it was fun to have in a car. So, yes, I do remember the dumb phones. But, boy, some days I wish the cell phone had never been invented. I remember the days when I wished that the beeper had not been invented.
Oh, I forgot about beepers. Yeah.
Yeah,
I had
beepers.
One.
You know, you had your beeper, and you had to find it. You had to go out and find
a payphone.
Payphone. Could you imagine trying to find a payphone today?
No, not only that, you had to make sure at the time you had a quarter, and then it went to 35 cents. Remember that? You had to have the exact change or whatever.
As a kid, you kept a dime in your penny
That's
loafers
right.
So you could call mom.
That's
you
right.
Got caught out. So, now I'm showing my age, so it goes from there. But, yeah, the cell phones. And that's why I look with, financial planning. Is going in a lot of different directions. And I think when you start to look and see where you're at, the simplicity of a plan, you basically have a few things that we need to talk about. You're going to need to talk about tax strategies. It's the thing that most people forgot about because they said you were going to be in a lower tax bracket in retirement. So many people are finding out they're not. Income generation. We just talked about that. How are you going to replace your paycheck? Then we're going to look at Social Security optimization. A lot of people think Social Security is a very simple thing, but I believe it's more complex, and I think it needs to be optimized. And it's going to depend upon where you're at. Married, single, can I delay? I think those things are very big. And then estate planning. Most of us didn't plan on leaving assets to our children, but it's going to happen. How can we leave them as tax efficient as possible? And when we get to that risk-reward question, how much risk are you taking to get for the reward? I believe that your return should be based on need, not greed. Give me the best return that I can get. And I also believe that in the beginning, we have to look at the sequence of returns. We need to have some of that protected money when we start retirement so that if those first couple years are negative, they're not as impactful to the rest of our retirement. Give us a call now. Ask for that comprehensive retirement plan. Allow us to assist you in your retirement journey.
That comprehensive retirement plan, folks, is available for you listening today only. It's complimentary, 636-230-8824. That website, yourmoneymattersstl.com. A recent survey by Fidelity found that 72% of current retirees wish they had opened a Roth IRA earlier in their careers. They said they missed the tax-free growth and the withdrawals. So if they want to learn a lesson from that, I want to talk about traditional IRAs to Roth conversions. Is it difficult and is it too late, Steve?
The idea around it, is it difficult? No, not really. All we're doing is moving money from your traditional IRA account to your Roth IRA account. That's easy to do, but it does have some complications. How am I going to pay the tax? Because that tax is due at that time. Now, it is a lot more advantageous if you have the availability to pay the taxes out of your pockets. But a lot of people don't have that availability. So they'll look at it and say, if we were going to do a $100,000 conversion and it was going to cost me $25,000 to $30,000 in taxes, put $75,000 in the Roth, use the $25,000 from the asset to be able to pay the tax. It's not as beneficial as if you can take it all from your pocket. It takes a few more years for that to make sense. But in a lot of cases, when we talk about Roth conversions with our clients, it's not as much about them as their heirs. You know, that tax time bomb that we're going to pass on to our children, because when we started saving and doing everything that they told us to do, now we've got too much money in our IRAs. So therefore, we probably will pass on that tax time bomb because when we started, the kids could stretch it forever. Now they've got 10 years. So the benefits, if you're in a higher tax bracket in retirement, it would be beneficial if you did Roth conversions. There are no required minimum distributions from a Roth IRA account. 10 years has to come out, but there's no RMD once we pass either. And it gives us diversification. Tax diversification, so that when I am in my retirement years, I might be able to take money from taxable, my IRA account. I might be able to take the money from my Roth IRA account and pay no taxes. So we look at it, and a lot of people, what do we do with Roth conversions? And I look at it and say, if you've got too much money in your IRAs and 401ks, you are subjecting your kids to tax rate risk in the future. So what do I mean by that? People don't realize that the average IRA 401k balance is somewhere between $175,000 to $190,000. So if you have an extra large between $250,000 and $750,000, you might spend those assets down during your lifetime. And depending on the number of kids that you have, it might not be as detrimental to them when the taxes have to be paid. But if you've got a double X between $750,000 and about $1.5 million, chances are you are going to pass a tax time bomb on to your kids. And if you've got a triple X 1.75 or greater, think about what the rate for the kids could be if they had to take that out over a 10-year period. I'm an accountant, started out just looking at taxes for what it is this year. Now I have to look at it over a lifetime. And I think Roth conversions make sense because I believe that by reducing or eliminating taxes, we can show you the optimum way to take your Social Security. Call now. Ask for that tax analysis. We do it for people that have $500,000 or more in their IRAs and 401ks. The reason I pick that, the calculations and the mathematics makes more sense if you're in that category. We'll talk to people with less, but for Roth conversions, 500,000 or more. Give us a call now. Ask for that tax analysis.
Could be a great opportunity there for you, not leaving money on the table here. For this tax analysis, again, it's complimentary. If you have at least $500,000 saved in your IRA or 401k, give us a call right now, 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. There was a new survey of 3,000 retirees by the Employee Benefit Research Institute, and they found that younger retirees depend more on Social Security than those who are older. Those in their mid-70s say more than half of their income comes from Social Security, but for those that are in their early 60s, that number is much higher. So with its upcoming solvency issues here, Steve, how do you help your clients not depend on Social Security?
Okay, the big thing about it is don't get mad. Don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger. Social Security was not designed to be a retirement plan. OASID, Old Age Survivors Disability Insurance. It was designed for people that had grown older. But currently, right now, it is a lot of people's retirement plan. Not good, bad, or indifferent. That's just how it is. But it was only designed to replace about 40% of your working income. I don't know very many people that can live on 40%. So they have to look at the other things that we're working with. And a lot of people right now, it's like, Steve, I'm almost 62. They're going to cut Social Security. I need to get as much as I can now. And I look at it to the point, I think we need to optimize the benefit. Yes, maximum, both wait till 70 if you're married, but that might not be the optimum thing to do. And the thing that I like to look at the most when I have a married couple come in, what's going to happen to the spousal benefit? What happens when we lose one of the spouses? That is the time that I want to make sure that we optimize that part of it. Most people don't realize that every year you delay taking Social Security, the amount goes up about 8%. So that means the difference in a paycheck that if you take it at 62 or if you wait till you're 70 is about a 76 to 77% increase.
Wow.
That's a lot of money on a monthly basis as we start to look at it. Do I believe they'll change Social Security? Yes. Do I think it's going to look the exact same thing way it does right now 10 years from now? No. I think Congress will kick this can down the road as far as they possibly can. Then they'll do something about it. But right now, we get to play with the rules that we currently have. And I look at it, if you have the availability to delay Social Security, go ahead and do it. Because I do see a lot of people that have their pensions and their Social Security older, so they got 401k balances also. Then all of a sudden they hit 73 to 74 and those required minimum distributions kick in and they're not happy because they're in a higher tax bracket. They're paying more for their Medicare and they look at all those things that come from there. Whereas if they might have delayed taking that Social Security check and spent down some of the IRA assets, the required minimum distributions wouldn't be quite so big. So that's what we have to look at. I'd love for you to call in, 59 and a half or older, haven't taken your Social Security, call. Ask for the Social Security optimization. I can't do it in a vacuum. I have to gather the information to find out, can you delay? Do you have the assets to be able to do it? So give us a call now. Ask for the Social Security optimization. Allow us to assist you with the best way for you to take Social Security.
Thanks for listening to the All Financial Hour podcast.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business All Insurance Group, LLC, AIG. All Financial Group, LLC is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by All Insurance Group, LLC, AIG are not subject to investment advisory requirements. IPW and All Insurance Group, LLC, AIG are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This radio show is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. All Financial Group, LLC is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by All Financial Group, LLC.
This radio show is intended for information purposes only.